Alright guys, basically I am set up to start loading some of this construction debris onto the trailer and haul it off to the dump. Let's get started. Alright guys, I loaded up the trailer and I'm heading off to the dump. Wish me luck. There we go. Whoa. Those ratchet straps are a lot harder than they look to operate. But I made it here safely and all my straps came together. So I have 4 straps still. So this seat is going to be the hardest right here. This bad boy. Ooh-wee. Wow, that reeks. I probably have 1/3. There's probably 3 trips to the dump. I'll need 20, 30 bucks a shot too. So it's not free, but it beats renting a dumpster, right? Because now I have the trailer, I can take my time. Oh, we have that one. Almost done. Wow, it didn't take long at all. Yeet! Yeet! Ooh. I can see the bottom. you doing? Busy. Wow. Oh, there are those fire ants. Oh. I thought I saw a screw drop. Need to be careful. I don't want to be getting screws on the ground. Yep, there was a screw right here. Oh. Yeah, so it's the next day, and I was going to continue on with the trash dump runs to keep this place a little bit more clean, but the solar is stuck at like 13.1 volts, so I'm not able to get, because over here on the right side there's too many trees, and so I only get between 10 o'clock and maybe 2 o'clock direct sunlight on those panels up there from Romer. So what I'm going to do is go run to, I guess, a wholesaler I found in Baytown, where they're like 450 watt panels. What are they, like 24 volt, 24 volt panels? So I'm going to get 2 of those, and I'll like 4 times my capacity, and we'll give that a try. I was able to get my P.O. box today, or yesterday. I gotta get my, I gotta do a few errands, so it's probably gonna end up at the DMV to get my registration changed. Trying to get a lawnmower to get this place all cleaned up so that the surveyor can come. Otherwise they charge extra if the property is overgrown. So I'm just going to mow it all down. So I got the trailer, right? You've seen that? And now I got to get a mower. So I'm on Facebook Marketplace looking for a mower. I think my budget's like 600, right, at most. I gotta get a chain or something to bind it to the one of the foundational piers. That'll be useful so that no one steals it. I don't know, so I'm thinking about trading in Romer, getting a Sprinter, and then on the back put a tow bar on it, and then get like a Fiat. So if we swap, let's say, the money from Romer and get a Fiat, and then go get a Sprinter, maybe we'll do a series of build videos on the Sprinter. But it would be just like what I did to Romer, pretty much. Put a kitchen, and I'd probably even use the same bed for storage, and then just take the dimensions of it and build like a mount for it. So it'd have a garage space, but then the bed would be on the garage space. So I'm thinking about that, right? Because, you know, it's still a van life, right? I sleep in the van every night. It's just right now I need the space, the cargo space, as much as I can. So I'm sleeping just on the mattress, on the floor, on the wooden floor in the van. So I got like tongue and groove on the floor if you've seen the build videos. And then the platform bed's in storage over here. I'm using the master bedroom in here as storage. So, I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I'm probably going to do some van life in too. So we'll see about that. Now, I wouldn't want to sleep here anyway, so
it needs work, right? I looked at the corrugated roof, steel roof panels. I was up on the roof, and it's repairable, right? Another thing is we could coat it, but we need to seam seal all of the panels. They're only like, I want to say the panels are, what is that, 24 inches wide, 2 feet wide, but like 30 feet long. I mean, not this particular veranda, but the real one on the house. So what we're gonna do is, this one leaks too. They repurposed galvanized corrugated panels. You can see the drill holes in it, and they filled it with silicone. But because they were repurposed, they should have been, all of the seams should have been sealed, and maybe even double corrugated overlap versus a single. They only went one channel of overlap, when I probably would have done two, and I would have screwed it down. I don't think they screwed down the seams well enough. So water creeps and drips on the overlaps. On some of the overlaps, not all of them. I marked them. And then, so we'll probably just, as a practice video, like, we're gonna undo all of these corrugated panels. I'm gonna repair all the tail, rafter tails here. Some of them are rotten because they didn't use pressure treated lumber. They just used lumber, standard 2x4s. I mean, yeah, they're exterior kind of grade, it seems, but they're not pressure treated. They're not treated. So they're just 2x4x12s. Yeah, slow and steady. Like I said, they're going to be small projects, like rafter tails, like reinforcing rafters, making sure they're all solid. If not, basically we'll have to demo the inside too, because there's no attic space on this side of the house. The attic space is on the front side. So it's basically drywall, rafters, insulation, and then there's no sheathing. There's just the runners that they did to bolt on the panels. So the corrugated steel roof. There's no roof sheathing anywhere on the house. It's, like I said, it's a glorified shed, custom built. I don't have a problem with making it smaller, you know. It's just what we're gonna do maybe, and I was thinking about this last night, is maybe we'll reclaim the attic space and put a loft in there, and then we can increase our square footage that way. Kind of like to have a 2-bedroom, but I guess it would be a bedroom. I don't know. It'd be 1 bedroom with loft, where you could just use it for sleeping, like a bed space for cabins, like for Airbnb and whatnot in the future. But yeah, it's not permitted yet for residency yet. So that's gonna take a time. That's gonna take a time.
Hey guys, I'm back. I loaded the solar panels up in the car and brought them in here for storage. So I have them in the cabin, and I guess the next step is to get them up on the roof where we can figure out what the voltage is. It should be around like 30 volts maybe. But we're hoping that the MPPT charge controller will regulate down the 12 volts for the bus. For all my equipment, it's 12 volts, not 24 volts. So yeah, it's kind of going to be a learning experience, but let's see what happens, and wish me luck. All right, guys, I'm back at the cabin, and I was able to pick up 2 of these solar panels. And I did some exploring, right? So we have rafter tails over here, which are rotten. And we have the furring strips that are also rotten, the mounting strips. So I basically carved out some of the rot, but I think that one right there and that the actual end one needs to get replaced too. But basically what I'm doing is I'm opening up a spot in the roof to pass the panel through. So I'm planning on lifting the panel up Basically, I'm planning to lift the panel up lengthwise and feed it through this hole here. Lean it up on the rafters and then go up top and pull it down. And then lift it up one more time over there on the other roof. See, it's like a lean-to roof right there. And that's right. Well, guys, I'm back. Facebook Marketplace put an ad up, or I should say there was an ad up on Facebook Marketplace when I checked. I went into Rest and do some shopping and stuff online, and lo and behold, there was a Cub Cadet mower for like $650 online, and I went and I got it with the new trailer. So I'm able to mow this monstrosity, hopefully. So, you know, it is used, it's very old, but you know, for 630 bucks, I can't complain. So let's go ahead and see if it runs, and let's get it off the trailer and see what we can do. All right, so let's see here. I already unplugged this. I'm gonna get this off first. So that it's for safety theft, so no one can get their ball in there without cutting that lock off. Alright, now mind the snakes, because I'm sure there are snakes. Alright, so I gotta mind the snakes again. It's off of there. Like I said, the plan is just to run that thing right off of the trailer, let it tip up. So I'm going to go ahead and undo the board in the back. Yeah, so the motor doesn't, it like seems like it doesn't want to turn right away. So I thought it was the battery, but when I got to Walmart, because I was going to get a battery, it was dated February 2025. So I know it's not the battery. If there is an issue, there's probably a current drain somewhere in it. So I'll be chasing gremlins at some point. Hopefully not, but all right. Meh. I'm sure it'll be fine. All right, so this is what not to do. It's like one of those things where you're like, okay, well, don't do this. Okay, so let's see here. How can I tell how much gas is in this bad boy? Not much, I suppose. Can barely even see it. So let's go ahead and maybe dump some gas in there. I don't want to fight that either. All right, petroleum up in here. Okay. Ooh. All right, so I don't really know how to use this yet. I'll have to figure it out. I'm assuming it won't work until you push it or pull it or... Let's see here. Okay, so that's the safety. It goes in like that. Why do you need the funnel? Okay. Push that in and let it rest in there. That's what we'll do. me see where this guy's full. What's that? That's half tank right now. Probably come out that way. I'll put you on time lapse too. I'll do over here. Seems to be leaking a little oil there. Okay. Carburetor. Where the heck is your intake? Strange. Well, let's see if she starts, huh? Wish me luck.
The drive belt is break.
Are you kidding me? I think the drive belt just broke. Let me see here. Oh yeah, it's dry rotted. All right, guys. So yesterday you got to see me do a little bit of lawn mowing. That was exciting, but it was short-lived, right? So that is a very, very old mower, and yeah, I got it for less than what did I get it for? Like $630. The drive belt was completely rotten off of it, and having it go through all of this stuff was just too much for it. Apparently, the problem with that mower is common. So it's just one of those things where if you own it, you know how to fix it. Now, the thing is, my equipment to fix things like that is still not here, right? So
I think what we might do today is pivot to the solar panel test, and then get one of the solar panels, if not both of the solar panels, up on the roof, and bring back down the other ones, the Romer's panels. Like ultimately, we're going to have a separate solar system in this house with an inverter, which will be much higher voltage than what Romer's got. Probably gonna put Romer's panels back on too at some point. I tried door dashing last night and made like $20. So dashing around here is not viable at all. But wow. All right, so I guess what we need to do is maybe eat something. I don't want to be up on the roof without having to eat. I just got up out of the van. I had my coffee already, but yeah, I didn't eat yet. So let's go ahead and grab something to eat. Yeah, so it just goes to show you, right? You try to save $1 and it could end up costing you hundreds more, or even with this house, right? All right, guys, so I'm thinking I'm just gonna take this and lift it up. Oh, I left my screwdriver up there. Let me see what's up there. It rained last night. Yeah. I left my old screwdriver up there. Let's get it. All right, so essentially, I want to stand it straight up and then push it over there. Hopefully we can do it safely. It's all about safety and not damaging anything either. Panels are 60 pounds each. So, yeah. Probably back up here. Normally I'm on the other side of the panel so I don't damage it, even though it's bifacial. Also the orientation too, so I guess the power cords come out this way, so then the tail end needs to go up on that other roof. So I can turn it once I get up there. Lord, please give me the strength to do this safely and slowly. All right. Yeah, I thought I heard something up there. Yep, get up there. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh my goodness. So basically it's resting on this area here. I'm going to go up there, or we're going to go up there, and I'm going to be on this side mainly. And I'll spread the weight around, but I'll slowly get it next to the other panels. And then we'll just, let me just think this through. So I want to disconnect, because I'm not sure about the MPPT controller. I'm hoping that it regulates the voltage down to 12 volts on that whole circuit, no matter what the input voltage is. So, but it's unknown, right? I don't know for sure, because I got off Amazon, and so I don't want to like overvolt my refrigerator. So what we'll do is we'll disconnect that circuit when the time comes before we actually plug the connectors in, right? So we'll have to come up and down a couple of times, but this will work. This should work. All right. let's get some tools ready. Janky much? It rained last night and the rain is still everywhere. Okay. Let's see here. I'm going to keep those over there and get you set up somewhere safe. All right, guys. I was able to get the panel mounted, not mounted, but just laying up there. We're going to go down to the charge controller and see what we can do. I might need to drill a hole through the siding. We'll see. I just want to test it, that's all. All right, so it looks like we got, the sun is not out right now. But yeah, we're probably pulling in about 1 amp, a little under 1 amp. 13 volts. So the thing is the fridge is cycling right now. I don't want to interrupt it, but see, this cord goes all the way out the broken window and then up to the solar panel array. The thing is like, I don't want to undo the existing panels just yet until I can confirm this works. But if I pull on this from above, there really isn't any slack. So it goes straight up from here. If I pull on that, it'll yeet the charge controller down. Okay, so what we're going to do then is move everything over to here. We'll move everything over to here. That'll give me the foot I need, or 2 feet I need. All right, guys, so let's see here, 13.3 volts. That sun's going to come out any minute. So as of right now, $13 volts, 13.16. So the cutoff voltage is 14 volts. I'm thinking we're going to be all right. Let's see. It's already pulling in 1.7 amps with one panel. We're quadrupling, if not more than that. All right, I'm gonna put my panel back on. I mean my load back on. Let's see here. Okay. It's humming a bit. Oh my lord, it's pulling in 2 amps already. And that's just one panel. Oh, I could do the Romer's thing with one of those panels. But it's so big, you know? 2 amps. Okay, so the fridge is showing 12.9 volts, 13 volts. I just want to make sure that it doesn't exceed, I think like 14 volts is most. All right, so there's nothing more important than having the right tool for the job. I was up on the roof, I got 2 12mm wrenches or spanners, and turns out they're 10mm. It's been that long since I was working on them. So I brought the panel down, and we'll take the Z-brackets off down here. These panels are so much lighter than the other ones, but based on the efficiency and the results I'm seeing with those larger panels, I'm much better off having one larger panel than 2 smaller ones. Go ahead and put the hardware on there. Basically, I'm just going to transfer this hardware over to the bigger panel that's up there. And then I'm going to take another break. And then I'll attempt to mount the other panel, and we'll be done with this project. And I'll probably conclude the video too. So a lot of work. Got a mower in this one. I got the trailer. I got, so, you know, you can see the project is progressing. It's just slowly. You know?
All right, Jank, up we go. Basically one hand on the ladder. If OSHA saw this, I'd be in big trouble. Actually, all we have to do is safely put the Z brackets on here, so they should fit. I mean, they're standard Z brackets. Knowing better, I think I would have preferred putting these on in a better spot and then just deal with the hang-ups as they get hung up. All right. Romer, I appreciate your donation. I'm going to get this off the roof because I need to move. I need to put two more on this end, and then we will be able to scoot this down and get ready for the next panel and get full charging going. Somewhere there you are. Right here. Oh boy. Like I said, it's hot. Yo, it's hot. Gotta find the hole in the dark. Here's one on the second. Let's use the second. We'll keep it balanced. Nice. 3 down, 1 to go. Slow and steady. That's how I'm doing this entire project, people. How I'm doing it. This Rome will not be rebuilt in 1 day. No, sir. Or ma'am. Oh, Facebook Marketplace. A lot of these purchases save a lot of money versus retail, man. Okay, so we basically have one more of these brackets to put on this panel, and then I'll think about putting these on down below the second panel. All right. Guys, a couple more pieces of hardware here we need. Okay, it's got a little resistance. That's fine. I'll go with that. Oh, nice cloudy. There we go. All right, let's climb up and finish this. Is there a bolt down there I can tie into? Just use a bolt. Sacrifice a spot for it. Like I said, I want a catch. I don't want to have this thing eaten over the edge there. So I'll go midsection and I'll drive one of these in. And we'll just leave it there permanently for now. Okay, basically that panel's not gonna slide off the roof. Fine. So, oh, you know what else? I want to pinch these underneath here so that they can't slide all the way through. Okay, so we'll do it that way. I really don't think these wires will reach, but we got to try and see. You know, we'll do an Amazon order or something. I don't know. All right, here we go.
All right, good enough. Cat on a hot tin roof. Oh, oh no, I meowed. Oh no. Ooh. Okay. Ooh, the panel's getting warmer and warmer. Gotta find the hole in the dark. Of course, I lost my nut. Yep, no innuendo here. Clean channel. Clean channel. The view here is phenomenal. I almost want to put one of those lofts up. What do you call those? The cottage roofs where you poke up through. See, the thing is right where you are, I'm planning to put the mini split outside. So I'm going to have a catwalk up here eventually. But wouldn't it be cool to have like a second floor? Not that, yeah, I'm not going to think about that right now. We have too much work to do. Way too much work to do. Righty tighty, lefty loosey, unless you're upside down. Okay. Okay, panel's tight. Squared up. Maybe. I'd have to find the, yeah, there we go. Squared up. Squared up to furring strips on this side. And then the other one will go right on top of it this way. And that's why I'm looking at the length of the cabling, right? It needs to come mid. That's why I slid the whole thing down. But let's keep going. All right, guys. I'm back in the cabin for a few. I'm going to break before I do anything else. Like I said, small spurts is how I'm handling all of this. I'm not going to do a lot of work right off the bat real quick. So I need to rest between projects, little spurts. But there's been a development. So I knew that these panels were bifacial, meaning there's panels on the top and there's panels underneath. But what I didn't know is the efficiency, like multi-fold, increased when I elevated the panels up off of the roof. So because the roof is corrugated, it has those waves in it. The light is reflecting, I should say, off of the roof panels and going in underneath the solar panels. So now, you're not going to believe this. Look at this. I'm at 14.2 volts already. And look at that. That's one panel pulling in 13 amps. That's more than my charge controller could do. So we're going to double that. So the cutoff voltage was already set at 14 volts. That's amazing. So our load is 0.6 amps. My modem is charging. Our load is 1 amp. We are now, we're with one panel, we are well above what I could use in a day. But like I said, I think we have the hardware here to at least prove or justify the next step, so the batteries would be bigger, the inverter would be much bigger than that, or maybe multiple inverters, because you want like line 1 and line 2. Maybe we'll do it that way and we'll chain them. Some of those inverters you can chain. And then we could get air conditioning going in here. So things are looking up. I mean, we did a turn today. Uh, it was raining all last week. I couldn't get any work on the roof done. Isn't that amazing? Like, I love free energy. We're just sitting here chilling on the bayou and collecting enough energy for the day or the week, right? If the battery bank's big enough for the week. And so if you have a full week of rain, you're not too worried. Now, the thing is with air conditioning, I don't think that could be done. I don't think that you could have a battery bank big enough to last a week and draw that kind of power. I think like in that event where we lose power, like let's say there was a flood, right? We're high and dry. Um, but I don't know. I mean, I guess I'd have to park my car up the road somewhere and boat in. I'm talking like in a hurricane kind of event, right? Where everything I have is above flood. And I wouldn't want my car in the driveway when it floods here because it's 2 foot of water on the last flood. Um, unless I built like a 4 foot lift. Yeah, I don't want to do that. I mean, that would be a pretty cool video, right? Might go viral. But my channel's so small, I can't justify projects like that. No, we're not going to do anything too exotic here. We're basically in a glorified shed on stilts. And I'm going to keep it that way for now. All right, let me rest up and then we're going to do the next panel and we'll actually get a full understanding of what we have here. But I'm already convinced this one panel would be enough for today, for today's use, right? No air conditioning. I would be able to keep the inverter on full time with this kind of setup though. And then I'll be able to run the shop vac with this kind of power. So that's just with the one. So now we're going over the top here. Or I could set it aside and put it on roamer. All right, so I had a chance to look at the system when it was full sun, and it's pretty much maxed out at 30 amps, which is close to which is what the charge controller can handle. So 2 of these panels maxes out the charge controller. So if I wanted more, I'd need another one of those charge controllers and then run maybe like another battery bank, like just separate everything and then connect it to the batteries together to draw out that power. So yeah, I mean, it's really on the cheap. I don't think that charge controller costs more than 30 bucks. And the wires, like maybe another 30 bucks. And the solar panels I can get for 300. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe I'll add another bank or something. Or when I spec it out, we'll have one charge controller per new battery, like a 24-volt battery. So if we want 2 batteries, we'll do 2 separate charge controllers with 2 separate solar panel banks. Or 3 altogether. I don't know that 3, 24-volt batteries could run like a mini split, a fridge, in the future, right? When there's appliances and stuff in here. The good news is at least we can run our inverter now. So we're finally energy positive after over a week of waiting and trying to get all this right and figure out where we're going to get the solar panels, like speccing those, sourcing those out. I was able to get those down in, I think like Baytown, which was like an hour drive from here. But the good thing is they fit in the van, so I was happy about that.
and they're only 60 pounds each. You know, you rest and then you move one, and you rest and you move one. You know, it's pretty much the limit of what I can do, but it is doable, at least at this point, right? To retrofit this place with solar, usable solar, it's definitely doable. So yeah, looks like we have like maybe like a 4-hour charge time to go from 50% to 100% on a nice day when there's no clouds. Or once we're fully charged, at least with no appliances, right? Like, I guess you could call the Bouge RV fridge an appliance, but it's 12 volts. It's from Romer, so that's not going to be in here for very long. It's going to be back in the van. All right, so what we wanted to do is square it up as well. So let's take a look at that. So it looks like we're right on the peak on that one. Right on the peak on that one. Okay, so we need to move it up a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna go with the peak on that one because the hole is already there. I'm gonna put that one in right now. Okay. Now, let's see here. I'm gonna go ahead and pull that other bolt out. Slide this down and over. So we're ready to put these in and water tighten them. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. All right, they're in. Let's get that water push through there. All right, so that'll have to do there. So let's see here. Move that over just a skosh. And move this over. Square it up. Kind of square to me. Oh wow! So the rubber grommet on that thing is really crispy. It fell off. Oof. Yeah, wow. We're gonna have to get more hardware at some point. Okay, that's good. Okay, so we don't need the spanner right now. I'm sure there's not another spanner in there after I bolted it down, right? That's fine. Let me see here. Not that I can see one. Wait, is that a spanner? No. Okay, so we have one more bolt we could grab from over there. But we're gonna need that bolt, aren't we? Man, I just wish we had more hardware.
Okay, that missed the board. When did that happen? I thought it's supposed to come down more. I see. Okay, so okay. Really should have looked at that. We got some holes here we gotta plug up. There's one there and one there. Yep. Oh yeah, we hit wood there. And yep, we hit wood there. Okay, that's what we needed. And we're just gonna get this out in the backyard. Yeet. Okay. We still need more hardware over there. Well, I tell you what we'll do is I don't see any laying on the roof. Yep, I do see one over there. I mean, maybe I can salvage some, right? What I don't want is the, I don't want to be on the overhang and then have the bees get pissed off at me. So I need to be careful that the, number one, that the rafter tails aren't. All right, mental note to self, if bees bother you, don't get too cray-cray. Okay. I was going for this one right here, so I could put it in. Yep, there we go. Perfect. All right, guys, so essentially, like I said, I have to go get some hardware. Hey, guys. Well, I was just editing the video, and I realized I'm at an hour, so I'm going to end it here. I really appreciate you guys watching, and I hope to see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.